I love you, Allah.
As Allah Azza wa Jal says, he who gives and does good, everything will be made easy for him. وَأَمَّا مَنْ بَخِلَ وَاسْتَغْنَى وَكَذَّبَ بِالْحُسْنَى فَسَنُيَسِّرُهُ لِلْعُسْرَى. As for him who was miserly, who was stingy with his money, and he thought that he had no need to worship Allah. Istaghna over here means he had no need for religion. I don't have time to pray. He has no need to worship Allah Azza wa Jal, and he denies the hereafter. Then فَسَنُيَسِّرُهُ لِلْعُسْرَى, we will make everything difficult for him. Everything. He might have the biggest bank account, but in his heart he will be the poorest person. He might drive the largest car, live in the fanciest of mansions, but inside of him will be a living hell, a jahim inside of him. His money and wealth will only cause more grief rather than bring him comfort and blessings. Everything will be made difficult for him because he has disbelieved in Allah. He has refused to worship Allah Azza wa Jal. In yet another verse, and this is an important verse, because Allah Azza wa Jal directed it to Adam alayhi salam. When Adam was sent down to this earth, what did Allah tell our father Adam? What advice did He give him when Adam was being sent down? Allah Azza wa Jal says, فَمَنِ اتَّبَعَ هُدَايَ فَلَا يَضِلُّ وَلَا يَشْقَى. He who follows my guidance, anyone of any generation, any nation, any prophet, anyone who follows my guidance, each in his own time, فَمَنِ اتَّبَعَ هُدَايَ فَلَا يَضِلُّ وَلَا يَشْقَى. Then he will not go astray, nor will he taste shaqawa, which means grief and anguish. He will not taste real anguish. He will not taste pain. وَمَنْ أَعْرَضَ عَنْ ذِكْرِي فَإِنَّ لَهُ مَعِيشَةً ضَنْكًا. As for he who turns away from my remembrance, from my worship, he will live a miserable and wretched life. In this world, he will live a miserable life. وَنَحْشُرُهُ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ أَعْمَى. And on the day of judgment, we will resurrect him blind. He who turns away from my worship. Notice Allah does not say he who disbelieves in me. Because there are many who believe in Allah but refuse to worship Him. They are too busy to take time out of their schedules for the 5 prayer. They love their money too much to give it in zakah. Their schedule does not permit them to go for Hajj or Umrah. The fast of Ramadan is found too difficult for them. He who turns away from remembering me will live a miserable and wretched life. He will never attain the tranquility and the happiness that is eternally besought of all of mankind. My dear brothers and sisters, let us ponder over the seerah of the Prophet ﷺ. When a problem used to afflict him, what would he do? Where would he turn to? When a problem afflicts us, what do we do, my dear brothers and sisters? If we've had a difficult day at work, many of us come home and we turn the television on, because we think that that difficulty will go away. It will drown away with the television. Or we might turn to other things, social talk, backbiting, visiting other people. Things which might be halal, might be makruh, might be haram. What did the Prophet ﷺ used to turn to after facing a problem, an adversary? The Prophet ﷺ, as Aisha narrates, anytime he was concerned about something, فَزِعَ إِلَى الصَّلَاةِ, he would rush to stand up in prayer. Prayer, salah. And that is why he would say, أَرِحْنَا بِهَا يَا Bilal. Oh Bilal, hurry up, we want to taste the comfort of the prayer. أَرِحْنَا بِهَا, we want to taste the sweetness of the prayer. Why are you delaying? Say the iqamah. As the Prophet ﷺ said, جُعِلَتْ قُرَّةُ عَيْنِي فِي الصَّلَاةِ. Verily, the sweetness of my eyes, the comfort of this world, to me, has been made in the prayer. This is how I attain the tranquility that I need. Contrast this to us and our lives. Where do we turn to? What do we try to use to get rid of that evil or that problem that we have? Do we turn to Allah? Do we turn to salah, pray, give zakah, fast, make dua? Or do we turn to this dunya? Notice the contrast between us and the Prophet ﷺ. The prayer has been made the sweetness of my eye. This is what would give him comfort. This is what would grant him solace. This is how he would obtain his tranquility. Stand up in prayer. Al-Hasan al-Basri, a very famous student of the companion, he said, seek happiness Seek happiness in one of three things. In one of three things. Seek happiness in the recitation of the Qur'an, and in dhikr of Allah Azza wa Jal, and in the salah, in the prayer.